Thank you for tuning in to the Restaurant Leadership Podcast. I'm your host, TK. Today we're going to talk about passion. What fuels you to continue coming to work every single day? What fuels you to be better? Why are you doing what you're doing? I'm going to dive into my passion and why I do what I do, and then I'd like to let you guys self-reflect and think about why you show up every day. Why do you wake up in the morning? Why do you do the things that you do for the better of yourself, your family, and your team? Stay tuned. Hello and good morning. I hope everyone's having a fantastic start to their week. Today's episode is about passion and what fuels you, what gets you up in the morning, what is going to cause you to go the extra mile. And I'm going to talk a little bit about my passion in this episode to kick off season 2. And what I do, I want you to start thinking about your passion as well. What gets you up in the morning? What causes you to, wake up and go? What causes you to come in and walk through the door every day, right? Why have you stayed with the restaurant industry for so long? Or if you're a new manager, why did you want to jump into this field? It's demanding. It's tough. Restaurant work is not for the faint of heart, as all of you know. What I do know, though, is the impact that you can have as a restaurant leader is flat out just unmatched. You have the opportunity, and this is what my passion is, y'all. This is why I do what I do. You have the opportunity to affect people's lives in a positive manner every single day. Whether it's your guests coming in to fill their bellies, or your employees, whether they need career advice, they need guidance, maybe they have potential that they never knew they had. Oh, I get goosebumps just thinking about it, because that's one of my favorite things is seeing a high performer before they know they're high performing, before they even think that they could ever manage a team. When I see that natural leadership in those folks, I get so excited, because I know that through my guidance and through my direction for them, they can go miles above what they've ever thought possible. One of my favorite stories takes me back to my time at Firehouse Subs, and I hired this teenager. She was 16. We'll keep her name out of it for anonymity's sake. We'll call her Mary. Mary had a very tough home. She grew up with a single mother who had 5 kids. So she was the oldest, so she was responsible for raising her brothers and sisters and, all that stuff. That kind of fell on her shoulders. And so when she started working for me, it was very, very part-time. It was just on the weekends when her mother wasn't at work, because she was responsible for feeding her siblings dinner and all of that stuff. And, her mother worked very, very hard. She was a nurse, and, she worked very hard to provide for her children. But unfortunately, Mary had the burden of the other parent, because they were not there. So, when she came to me, she didn't have a whole lot of confidence. She needed a job just to pay the electric bill, help her mom pay the electric bill, and just for some extra spending money, because eventually she wanted to go to college, and she didn't know what she wanted to go to college for. She just knew she needed some money to get out of that situation when she turned 18. And so she worked for me for about 3 or 4 months just on the weekends, and she started coming in, when she first started coming in, super shy girl, didn't smile, didn't know how to talk to people. And I remember the day she came in, she looked at me, she smiled real big, and she said, "Good morning, Tyler. I'm really happy to see you today." I said, "Well, why, Mary? What's going on?" She said, "I had a rough morning. Some family stuff happened, and I knew coming in today that you were going to be able to make my day so much better just by being you. So I appreciate you." And that took me aback, because that was really the first big, genuine compliment I got as a leader. And it got me choked up. And I said, "Mary, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate you coming in. I'm always happy to see you. And I'm really glad you're on my team." She said, "I'd really like to pick up some more hours." She said, "My mom, she, lost her job. And she's working during the day now, so she can stay home at nights with my siblings, and I would like to work 5 days a week. said, Mary, you're 17. She just had a birthday a few weeks ago. I said, I would be more than happy to schedule you whatever you want. You're an A player. But I need you to make me a promise. She said, what's that promise? I said, I need you to promise me that you will take your talent and your work ethic. This is just a sub restaurant. I know, we just sell sandwiches. But I want you to do your very best. And if you can promise me you do your very best, I can promise you I can get you on track to becoming a key holder within 3 months. Let's do this. He said, a key holder? I'm going to be responsible for closing the restaurant? Are you kidding me? That's a lot of responsibility. I said, Mary, I would not trust anybody else more than you. You are the most independent person, and with just a little training, you'll be able to get it. Your coworkers respect you. It's dead anyways. It's slow at night. I believe in you. I think this is a perfect opportunity for you. And you'll make an extra 50 cents an hour. So she was all for it. And, long story short, she became a key holder. She shortly became a shift manager right after that. And, she left and went to college after. But I saw her. It was about 4 years after she left my employment. And I was getting gas at Walmart. And this lady approached me, and I'm going to be honest, I didn't recognize her because it's been 4 years, and she's grown a lot. And which is another thing that's crazy, is because in the restaurant industry, we hire these teenagers, and we get to be part of their bringing up. We get to be that first job impression. We set the pace for the rest of their lives. Anyways, she stops me and says, Tyler? I said... And then I looked at her for a second and said, Mary, how are you? I haven't seen you forever. How's your mom and your siblings? And you said, they're great. And I said, what are you doing now? She said, well, I'm working on getting my doctorate. I'm going to be a doctor. And I said, holy moly, that is awesome. I said, I am so proud of you, and I knew you could do it. And then she started crying. She started crying right there at the gas pumps. And, I consoled her and, gave her a hug, and she said, my own mother hasn't even told me she's proud of me. She said, in my entire life, you were the only one who's given me a chance. You were the only one who saw potential. And honestly, if it wasn't for you, I'd still be at my mom's house. And she said, I just want to tell you that because of you, you changed my life. And I knew at that exact moment. And it's so funny because at that point in my career, I was thinking about jumping ship, and I was thinking about going a different route. I wanted to go be a computer programmer, and so I was doing online schooling, and I've been in it for a few years at that point, so I was really dead set. And her saying that, it really solidified that, my purpose of being here on this earth is not to make computer games, because I really enjoy video games. It's to improve people's lives and have an impact. I don't want to be known worldwide. I don't care about that. All I care about is impacting people in the most positive way I can through my position and through my power and through my person. I authentically want to improve people's lives because I look around and I see so many people going just through the motions, day in, day out. They have been in the same minimum wage job for 10 years. They don't understand why they're not getting promoted. And maybe it is, bad leadership, whoever they're following, that definitely has a play in it. But I think most of the part is people just have never had somebody who believed in them. And I love being that person. I love believing in people, and I love to see them prove their loved ones wrong. Because unfortunately, 9 times out of 10, people who are the ones talking down about you, the ones who are just haters, most of the time they're your own family. I started a pressure washing business last year just on the side, and I dove into it full time for a little bit. But during that time period, I had family members who straight up told me that they didn't believe in me. I had people say that, I was a bum because I technically didn't have a corporate job at that point. I was working for myself, and I did really good. I did really well. But again, it ties back to that passion, because I saw a lot of money in pressure washing and I made a lot of money, but I didn't really get that leadership part of my passion satisfied. And so I left that and came back to restaurants. But anyways, this moral to the story, y'all, is your biggest haters are going to be the ones that are closest to you. And your biggest cheerleaders are going to be the ones that do it consistently day in, day out. They're the ones who are pushing you to reach your max. They're the ones who are talking with you. They're the ones who are genuinely interested in you as a person. And it's a shame that so many leaders, and it's very easy to get caught up in the day-to-day and forget about that your people are the most important part, but they really are. Your people are your most important part. So, my passion, to sum it all up, the reason I get up every single day is, yes, for my family. I want to create a better life for them than I have ever had, than I ever dreamed of. But I also want to create better lives for everybody around me and everybody that I interact with. That's my passion. So today, I want you guys to think about yours. Think about what fuels you, what drives you. And once you truly figure that out, what truly makes you happy. And if you say it's money, cool. I believe you. But what I don't believe is that that's your only driving force. If money is your only driving force, you will get burned out. You will not like your job, and you will not enjoy the work that comes with this, because it is not all flowers and daisies. It is hard work. It's very difficult. Even I sometimes have that notion, right? And we all have that in our heads of like, let's just go home and watch TV. Screw this. Let's leave. You got to fight that. Okay? You've got to push through the tough parts in order to get to the Green Valley. There was this movie I saw when I was a kid. I can't remember what it was. I think it was the Lost Time or Land Before Time. I can't remember. But what I do remember is these group of adventurers going through this dark, scary cave, and they came through their troubles and they overcame them, and they had several different things thrown at them, traps and stuff like that. And through all of that hardship and all that hard struggle, they came out to the most beautiful valley with birds flying and green and trees and flowers and a river. I mean, it was beautiful. And what I learned through that movie was that you have to go through the cave to get to the Green Valley. Everybody does. You are no different than the next person. You have to go through that. And these group of adventurers, they were looking for treasure, and that was their driving force. So they pushed through all that hardship, and they found this most beautiful valley where they can settle in. If you guys know the title of it, please, if you know what I'm talking about, maybe I just had a fever dream. Who knows? But I took something from that, and I want you guys to do that as well. So think of your passion. Find ways to express that to your people. Live genuinely. And I look forward to the next episode, folks. I would like to take a moment and say I am just astounded, and I am overwhelmed by the amount of listeners that I've gotten on this. I did not expect this to blow up the way that it has. And I want to let each and every one of you know who are listening to me that I truly love you, and I truly appreciate the time that you give me and the time you give my voice. And I hope you get something from this, even if it's one thing today. That's all I got, folks. Hey, if you could, please follow me on Spotify, follow me on Apple Music, give me a rating and review, and I'd love to know what you think. I've got some interviews coming up in the next few weeks. I will be interviewing a few managers in my area, and if you are a manager and you would like to be on this show, I'd love to have you on. Just send me an email, THAILURK@gmail.com. That's TylerK@gmail.com. TK out. You guys have a beautiful week. See ya.